Anytime you come up with an idea to address an issue or make an improvement in an area, someone will ask you to write a rationale for it. So that's what we're going to discuss next. Make sure that you read Chapter 2 along with listening to this PowerPoint and the examples that are provided in the module. Okay, to start off, I just wanted to go over the assignment details so that you know and can kind of think about it as we go through this PowerPoint. So your rationale will be 2 to 5 pages, double-spaced. The 2 to 5 pages does not include the references page, and the references must be done in APA format. I've also provided a link to follow if you need help with the APA formatting within the module itself. So as you probably are aware, we are going to connect the dots in this class. So each assignment kind of leads into the next assignment. So you've already conducted a community analysis and a profile for your health issue. Now it's time to connect them all together within your rationale. So we're trying to answer the question as to why the health problem is prevalent in your community and justify the need for the program. So be sure to read the examples provided in your textbook and follow along on this PowerPoint so you know exactly what I'll be looking for in your rationale for your program. So your title, don't be fancy, it's very straightforward. A rationale for the development of ... your program. Do not be fancy, it just needs to be straight to the point, very simple. So far, you became an expert about the demographics of your community and an expert about your health issue. So now it's time to connect the two. You want to be able to show why the issue is a problem in your community itself. First, you want to identify the prevalence of the condition or issue at the global level, the national level, and then narrow it down to your community. This part is all about the statistics. So take a look at the next slide for an example. Here's the example that I uploaded to D2L. Now I will note that the APA is not correct on this example, so please don't follow those guidelines. Make sure you utilize the resource that I provided in the module. But you'll notice that the first two paragraphs discuss the incidence or the prevalence of diabetes globally, nationally, statewide, and specifically for my county. So that's what I'm looking for in the first two paragraphs. Next, you want to show the seriousness of the issue. Why is it a serious condition? What are the complications or results if it's not addressed? And then what are the costs involved? You'll be able to find information on the internet about the cost for your health issue. Think outside of the box for this. Think about what is costing money due to COVID-19. Now it's time to justify. You need to do some critical thinking. Using the health issue profile you created, you now need to make the case as to why the health issue is a concern for your specific community. At this point, you want to make a connection to a target group that you will be addressing. This is called the justification of the problem. Remember to go back to those determinants of health like you did in the health issue profile. Tie in Paragraphs 5, 6, 7, and 8 tackle the justification part of the rationale by looking at all of the issues you included in the health issue profile and connecting them to your community. Here's an example of how it's written from my program rationale. The links on this slide will help you find out more about your community beyond just demographics. Pay particular attention to the CHNA link at the bottom. It stands for Community Health Needs Assessments. All tax-exempt hospitals are required to conduct a health needs assessment for their communities. You can just Google CHNA for your county and probably find the most recent one that has been completed. Here are more links that may help you write your rationale. Please make sure you take advantage of them so you can pull the most useful information. So now it's time to introduce your program idea. What is the solution to the problem that you just described? So you'll introduce your program. State the name, the general purpose, and goal of the program being proposed. Search literature through the internet or websites that have actual programs that are already addressing your issue. So we know that there's not going to be a ton of actual programs that have taken off for a very long amount of time. So there might not be as much literature. So I'm okay with you coming up with different successful programs that may be similar. Now I know this is a very different time for everyone with COVID-19. However, there may be something out there that has been successful. So for example, you may find something on hand washing. Obviously relevant to COVID-19, but not directly a program that is focusing on COVID-19. It's more on the hygiene and more about washing your hands and increasing that behavior. So if you want to go ahead and use something that's similar, I'm okay with that. We just want to make sure that we find information that's evidence-based, that shows best practices so that it does tie into what you are attempting to do with your program. And here's the complete triangle. At the very end, you'll obviously include your references. Those references should be listed in APA format. So like I said at the beginning, you'll write a 2 to 5 page paper, which is double spaced. The 2 to 5 pages does not include the references. You must have it in APA format. For more specific details and for more information that we covered on the slides, please go to the module and it will give you more details.